Hello everyone, T-Man978. Right now we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Generation 1 Missing Link, Arcee. Arcee is truly 100% a missing link. This is a Takara Tomy only product. That's why everything is in Japanese. I don't know if the other color version of her, the prototype version, has some type of English. I didn't go online and thoroughly inspect that packaging, but this is represented just like it would have come in actual G1. The box may be a little bit smaller than back then, and it doesn't have like a hole punch for the pegs, but here we are. It's just like you would do with G1. And this one is special for me, and I'm gonna just do this while I'm talking. When I was younger, I don't know what show I was watching, but I remember seeing they were talking about Transformers, and then they were showing like the product line, and they showed Arcee. So years later, I was shocked to find out that they never released an Arcee. So it took until the internet for me to actually prove that I wasn't actually dreaming, and I really did see this product. Well, I saw the prototype. They made a clay model prototype of what the vehicle should look like, and what the robot should look like, which looked exactly like this, sort of. I'll have an image of what the prototype looked like. It didn't actually transform. It was just a model of the robot mode and the vehicle mode, but you could clearly tell that it didn't transform. It had arms with actual fingers on it. That was a shocking thing to see that they were actually thinking about doing, because they didn't do that. So I'm guessing she probably wouldn't have had a gun if they did release it. And all this stuff, if you have Google search stuff or other programs on your phone, you should be able to pause and enhance this and actually translate it if you want to. That's why I'm showing all this. And here's like a new school catalog showing what they actually have available now. I do have the first two Optimus. I have Bumblebee and Cliffjumper. I do not have the Sunstreakers. And yeah, this is actually, I'm talking about putting the stuff on the screen. Here is the actual prototype. And this is what she was gonna look like in the movie before they changed her up, which I'm glad, so she doesn't have these things over her shoulders. That would have been very unfortunate. But I'm giving y'all the whole experience. This is the one I don't have. It's the one strictly based on the prototype. And here are those fingers up close that I was talking about. I seriously doubt that she would have been able to hold anything. I would have imagined they would have given her at least elbows. And pardon that noise in the background. Where I am like near what's the equivalent of a factory. But anyway, let's get into the actual figure. I did actually mess with this, but I'm giving you guys the full unboxing experience if you can't tell. So yeah, this thing rolls nicely. It doesn't look like it would because we have all of this under there. But as you can see, it rolls rather nicely, which is cool. We got all this. The rub symbol. She is, in fact, an Autobot. There's no like steering detail and whatnot. And I didn't try this, but I would imagine Diaclones could sit there and lean back. They wouldn't be secure and they would fall out. But yeah, this is what she looks like. So even back then, I guess their transformation scheme was the same, where basically her butt becomes the back of the car. And I took the gun out. Here we go. We've seen this gun several times. The prototype one comes with the other gun, the red one that looks like a regular handgun that we did see her using in the movie. You can actually store this right here. I'm not sure if this would have been something they would have done in the original toy, because they didn't do weapon storage really back then. Yeah, I seriously doubt it, but this is a modern update to what that design would have been. So that's cool. And the feel of it, it has weight. These things, this Optimus Prime and I would imagine Sunstreaker, feels like what you remember Transformers feeling like, even if that's not true. Not truly what they felt like. But yeah, this is nice. But to transform her, we're going to lift up on this. We should have pushed this down first and then lift this all the way up there. Now we can like pull this out on both sides of the doors. You kind of like gotta wiggle it at that point because it does have those little teeth. Get those out the way. Then we can pull the legs down, and I'm going to take out the heels. I would imagine the original wouldn't have had heels because there's a lot of things they didn't do for the original toys. Then we can lift this up to there and bring this back down again. Lift this up. Lift this up right here so it can come over the head, and this tab goes into that area right here. Now Arcee, oh wait, one more step. These slide down until it clicks. And now we have Arcee in her robot mode. And this is definitely, it's like crazy that they could make a modern G1 aesthetic Transformer. And I'll get more into that. So that's what she looks like right here. Let's zoom in. Yeah, this one has a more cartoon accurate head sculpt. And one of the ways they went extra mile to make this like G1 aesthetic, the back of the head is flat. Nowadays they wouldn't do that. They would go out of their way to be as cartoon accurate as possible on the heads at least. All of this, the front and the back, is painted die cast. Maybe let's zoom out a bit. The feet are die cast besides the heels. Yeah, looks like, yeah, compared to a character like Hot Rod's toy, this looks like what a G1 Arcee would have looked like. And it's funny, her seats become like butt cheeks. Yeah, let's get into our articulation. This neck is so stiff, it feels like it wouldn't rotate, but it does. So you can also look down a bit and look up. Amazingly, the shoulders do rotate. It would be 360, but you do bump into that. The arms go out to here. You can swing them up to do all this, but you get bicep rotation and the elbows bend. No waist, but the legs go back to about there, and they kick up all the way due to transformation. You do get a thigh swivel, which is crazy. You get more than 90 degrees of bend right there. The foot rocks forward, foot rocks back, And you get some crazy amount of ankle pivot. It actually pivots outward a bit because of the way she's like knock-kneed. But she is rather freaking posable, and that's amazing. Now here she is with the gun. Let's try to get her in something my typical go-to poses. There we are. We got her in something on. She can hold the gun like that. You can figure it out. You can also like get into a pose like this if you're clever. Well, there you are. You have to know what you're getting going into this, or the experience is going to be terrible. Like, it's supposed to be a G1 toy with slightly more modern articulation, and that's exactly what she is. But you saw her without the stickers. I'm going to go ahead and put some of the stickers on her. All right, here are the stickers that I wanted to put on. I wanted to cover the screws with these stickers. That's what they're for, basically. And she needed an Autobot logo. I did put these up there. That's mostly for vehicle mode. And she has one on the windshield. The stickers I didn't put on is the one that goes across the belly right here. And these goes on the feet, sort of like the Seekers. I didn't want to go that far, at least not right now. So we see what she looks like. Let's go back to vehicle mode. I'm gonna put the heels in right here. Going to lift up on this piece right here, bring it out so I can go over her head and just back up there, and we can cover her face up right here. Now we can take this, bring this down, and just peg it back like that. These legs need to slide back up, which, even though this feels, oh yeah, that's what I meant to go into. The material, I think I started to, but the way this figure feels and the Optimus Prime feels, it's what you think the G1 toys felt like, more than what they did feel like. This plastic on this figure and Optimus Prime feels way more premium than what I've felt when I've messed with G1 figures, and definitely like the G1 reissues, but the legs can go back up like this now that we have the legs pushed in. And we can put the arms, they peg in on top of that pink peg right there, and they go behind this piece, so you might have to like pull out while you push that in. Same deal over here, pull out while you push that in. Make sure everything's lined. When you do this, the fists go into the legs, holding that into place. This is probably the best transformation for Arcee right there, keeping those legs in place. Make sure they don't drag. Then we can pull this back, and this pegs into there, and we can lift this windshield up. Now she is a vehicle again. She has those vent things right there, and right here there is a control panel. If I can zoom in on it. There we are. So we have that. Some sci-fi dials. I don't even know if that's a steering wheel right there on the left. But there we are with that. So, overall, I am happy with my experience with this. And we shall see what other missing link figures that I get. I hear there's a rumor that there's a Decepticon coming. The easiest one would be Soundwave and his cassette minions. They were already good. They just needed a few more sturdy joints and a few more pieces of articulation, like ankle pivot, and for Soundwave, knees that actually function correctly. Maybe opening hand so you can have a button pushing finger and rotating wrist and sound wave would be good to go, to be honest. The cassettes like Rumble and Frenzy, they already had good articulation. They just need knees and functional hips and whatnot, and they'd be good. And even Laserbeak, Ravage, and Rumble. Laserbeak, Ravage, and Buzzsaw. Like, yeah, they don't need that much. And now for the things I didn't show. The package came in this box right here because it was sold in the United States. In the United States, they sell to Takara Tomy stuff in a black slipcover like this. And they let you know that it's an official, authentic Takara Tomy product. Here are the other Missing Link figures that I own. I do have the Toon color versions of these. As you can see, she's roughly around the same length as Optimus Prime here. And of course, she dwarfs Bumblebee and Cliffjumper because they are mini-bots. Here's how big she is next to Roller. And let's see. She can fit inside of Optimus's trailer. So there you are. Let's, in fact, open this. Yay. Woo. And here is a comparison with the robot forms of the figures that I have. So there's that. Hot Rod and Arcee, Cup, they're all taller, close to the height of Optimus Prime. Like taller than the other Carbots. The other Carbots are typically around this height. Carbots are essentially deluxe class. I believe when they made these movie toys, they started making them a little bit more cheap and not the same quality as the original ones. So they were able to get them to be bigger. That was probably the thing. But they are mostly deluxe class. And Arcee here is definitely a big deluxe class compared to those other Carbots. Now here's two other deluxe class. Perceptor is a tall by today's standards deluxe class, so if you have a Perceptor, you can see they are super close. Super close to the same height. Perceptor is a little bit taller, but there you go with that. But anywho, this is good. I'm happy. I bought this from All Time Toys. I was able to get it brought to me by Chunky on Crafts and Builds since he was going up there anyway. So thank you to him. And thank you all for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here.
Click the videos. Click the freaking videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click the freaking videos. Click the videos. Come on now and click